Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be going over all the trophies in God of War Ragnarok. This is a direct sequel to the God of War 2018 game, which I made a video about, so check that out if you haven't seen it already. Now that game was amazing, and the sequel definitely does not disappoint either. This game improves on nearly everything in the first game, and adds even more on top of that as well. It still follows Kratos and Atreus after the first game and the aftermath of Kratos killing Baldur. His death has resulted in Fimbulwinter, which covers Midgard in layers of snow and ice, completely changing the environment from the first game and affecting all the other realms too in different ways. Fimbulwinter signals the beginning of the end, with Ragnarok to come at the end, which is prophesied to destroy all the realms. Atreus, or Loki, as it was revealed at the end of the 2018 game, wants to discover more about his Loki side, whereas Kratos wants to prepare him for when he will be alone, as Kratos still believes he is fated to die after seeing the mural at the end of the first game. All the characters who didn't die in the first game return for this game, and there is more than double the amount of characters that are introduced, such as the likes of Thor, who was teased in the last game, along with Odin, Heimdall, Tyr, and Angrboda, and many more too. The gameplay remains fairly similar, but combat has been expanded and improved upon, along with the parkour/traversal system adding new features, and puzzles which have been changed slightly and improved upon to be more complex. In terms of trophies, there are 36 trophies in the base game and no DLC as of recording. This could potentially change in the future, especially as they will be adding a New Game Plus feature soon. However, when that was added into the 2018 game, they didn't introduce any new trophies, so I doubt there will be any DLC trophies to this game in the future, but you never know. PSN Profile puts the Platinum at a 4 out of 10 difficulty and takes about 45 hours to complete with only one playthrough. There aren't any missable trophies, as you can backtrack, and there are no difficulty related trophies either. So let's get right into it then. Okay, so the first trophy up, a grisly encounter, Battle the Bear. This is a story related trophy and you'll get it done straight away, first trophy in the game. So this next scene I thought was pretty cool. It's recreated from the God of War game in this game. First tease Thor.
Come in.
It's pretty cool seeing the slight differences they made. Second trophy, Blood Debt, Battle the God of Thunder. That's another story related one that you'll get done. That's a very good introduction boss to the game. Probably better than Baldur, I reckon, from the first game. Battling Thor is very cool. Knock off the Rust, purchase a skill. This is another one that you'll have to do. You'll have to purchase many skills throughout the game. Pretty easy, just getting experience from combat encounters with Kratos. Spit Shine, upgrade one piece of armor. Again, another trophy that everyone will do. You'll be constantly upgrading your armor throughout the game to keep up with the tough enemies, so definitely an easy one. Making Amends, free the Lingbacher. That's a side quest that you do in Svartalfheim. That's a very good side quest, gives Mimir some background story. This was a clip I took. I thought it was pretty cool.
This was not a distraction.
Just very, very beautiful and majestic. It's like a jellyfish thing in the sky. Now these will actually come back in a trophy later on down the line.
I don't know what to say.
The Cauldron, destroy Grilla's Cauldron. That is another story related one. As you can see, playing as Atreus. First time in God of War history that you don't play as Kratos. Pretty cool though. I enjoyed his combat style, especially with the bow. Backyard Brawl, Battle of the Mysterious Valkyrie. So that one's another story-related one where you fight against, as you saw, Freya, who is the mysterious Valkyrie. How it started, equip an enchantment. So this one is another one story-related. You unlock the Amulet of Yggdrasil, which allows you to put on enchantments. Works slightly different from the first game. Instead of putting it on your armor, you put it onto the amulet instead, and you get that from this one, Battle the Needlehog. That's a pretty cool boss fight, and that's how you unlock enchantments. So that's another story-related one as well. New friends fetch Lunda's orb. That's a side quest. That one that you can do. Pretty interesting, bit pointless, that one. Now this was a really good side quest, this one. It was a good day, retrieve Mardol. That gives Freya's character a lot of background story. Very interesting to hear about her background in the Norse mythology. I took this clip because I won't spoil it too much, but at the end of this clip I get jump scared. Yep, there you go. I thought the side quest was over, but as soon as you finished it, you try to go away in the boat, and you get attacked by two Drekkies. That's a cool mini-boss fight. Full Gufar, yep, this is what I was talking about before. Free the Hafgufars. So you have to free this. There's actually a second one that you free. So you free the first one, and then later on in the game you can go back and free the second one. Besties, pets, Becky and Svanna. So those is Kratos and Atreus as wolves, pet wolves. And that's another side quest you have to do. That one's pretty cool. Hearing more backstory about Kratos and the wolves. Rebel leader, return the hammer of the rebellion. That's another side quest that you have to do. For Derlin, a dwarf. Gives a bit of background on Mimir as well, and the dwarves. Spartan ways, remember the Spartan teachings. That is a story related quest. So you just keep playing the story to unlock that one. Off the Leash, Battle Garm, that's another story related quest. That's a very, very, very well done boss fight. One of the best in the game. Phalanx, obtain all the shields. So you find that's another good thing about this game compared to the 2018 game. They introduced new shields, so it changes up the combat quite a lot depending on what shield you want to use. You just have to find all those in chests. I think I took this clip because in this game you can power up your blades and axe using Y, and as you can see I had them both fully powered up, and also the spear that you get in the game as well. So how they're all three are glowing. Pretty cool, powering them all up at the same time. The spear is a very good weapon. This scene I put in because I don't know why, it could have just been me, but I was getting Shadow of the Tomb Raider vibes here, because it just reminded me of the cover art in that game, because of obviously the eclipse. It just seems very... I'll pop up an image to show you what I mean. But yeah, just gave me Shadow of the Tomb Raider vibes. Come up into Battle Heimdall. That is another really good boss fight in this game. Heimdall is such a good character as well. He's so you can just hate him so easily. That's how. But he's still a good character. Obtain all the apples. So this one, you have to find all the apples and all the blood meads to increase your health and rage, which is like the first game, but they actually put it into one trophy instead of two in this game. How it's going, you have to fully repair the Amulet of Yggdrasil, so that one you just have to do by exploring and doing different side quests, and you can fully upgrade the amulet, which allows you to put in 9 enchantments. Invasive species, complete all of the crater hunts. Now that is also a big side quest. You unlock a whole new area area in Vanaheim, and it's completely missable, but well, you can still go back and do it, but it's nothing to do with the main story at all. The librarian collect all the books. That's a collectible. You just have to find all the books in the game.
I dipped my quill into the ink.
They have some pretty cool Easter eggs to other PlayStation titles like Uncharted and Ratchet and Clank. The Curator, collect all the artifacts. I think the books are a part of the artifacts, so if you do this one, you'll get all the books anyway, and then you have to find all the other artifacts as well in the game. Ready for commitment, fully upgrade 1 armor set. So this one's pretty simple, you just gotta mainly focus on 1 armor set, but if you explore and do all the side quests in the game, you will actually be able to upgrade lots more than just 1 armor set. Craft the dragon scaled armor sets. This one you have to, I think, kill all the dragon bosses in the game, which unlocks you the ability to then be able to craft all the dragon scaled armor. Trials by fire, complete the trials in Muspelheim. Similar to the first game, there's some more Muspelheim trophy trials in this game. I think they're probably slightly... they're alright. Return all the Lindworms to Ratatoska. That's another side quest that you have to do. You just have to find them all throughout the different realms and return them to Ratatoska. This one, Pure of Heart, return the stags of the 4 seasons. So this one is another side quest that as the crater thing I mentioned before. So that one you have to go to the crater and return all of the stags. I just thought that scene was really cool, showing Kratos and Atreus fighting together, and as you can see, there's a trophy tied to it. Battle Hrist and Mist, so you fight 2 Valkyries at once, which is probably another one of the better boss fights in the game as well. And then Ragnarok, battle the Allfather, so that is the final boss of the game in the story. Fight against Odin, and if you beat the game, you'll be able to get that trophy. Funeral for a friend, attend the funeral. I won't say too much about this one, but it's very emotional. This game, very emotional. They dealt with the funeral very well and the death of the character. The florists, collect 1 flower from each of the 9 realms. This one you actually can't do until you've completed the game as well, because then you can unlock the ability to go back to certain places that you couldn't go back to in the main game. Now this clip I've put in because this is one of the end game boss fights against these ghost warriors, berserkers. Yeah, berserkers, that's what they're called, berserkers. There's quite a, I think there's 14 in total, and then this is the final, similar to the Valkyries from the last game. This is the final one that you have to kill, and it's very difficult. I would say I probably struggled with this more than the Valkyries in the first game, surprisingly. But in order to get the platinum, you do have to defeat all of these berserkers. They're very good challenges though, and if you go back, some of them, if you go back later on in the game, they're a lot easier. A few of them I tried to do earlier, and they were very tough. But I just went back later after I'd upgraded my armor and weapons and whatnot. And in this game you can really focus on making a certain type of build because of all the different stats that the armors and weapons give you, like vitality, runic, cooldown, defense, strength, luck. You can really choose which one you want to focus on, and then depending on what special skills you have on on your like axe, on the Leviathan axe or the Blades of Chaos or the Dropnir spear. Depending on what abilities you have on those can determine your playstyle as well. And then same with another thing, good thing about the combat in this game is the rage meter. They revamped that a lot. Instead of just one ability where you use your fists and go crazy for a moment, for a while, now you can use it to heal yourself, or I think I have it on now as, I think there's Valor and Fury, and there's another one as well, but I think the one I have on it makes me do a very strong attack without, and it stuns them as well. I think that was honestly the best one to use, because it automatically stuns the enemy, even if they're in doing an unblockable attack. So that one was a very good one. Obviously I talked about they added shields in the game, which all have different abilities, so that can really change your playstyle. So you can really focus on one build that you want to make with Kratos, and then you can choose your playstyle really, which is really good. They had that in the first game, and this game really improves upon that. And then yeah, these end game bosses are a very good way to test your skills. But yes, I've put this clip in because I actually defeated the final Berserker boss. It took me probably almost 10 attempts, but on this attempt, the one that I got, I actually didn't take any damage somehow against this guy. I did him without taking any damage at all, which I wasn't even trying to do. I just managed to do it, and that was the one that was the way I defeated him, luckily. I did it on normal difficulty, just like the first game. Just did it on the default difficulty. You don't have to do it on harder difficulty or anything. So I just did it on the default for the whole game, beat the whole game on that. Maybe if they bring out a new game plus, I might revisit this game and play it on the hardest difficulty. Maybe I think that would be pretty fun when they add in the new game plus. Hopefully, there could be trophies related, but we'll see. Yeah, and as you can see, well, there's actually 2 trophies. Obtain all relics and sword hilts. You get a sword hilt from killing him, which is another special ability you can use, along with your weapon abilities. And then Grave Mistake Battle King Hrolf. So that's defeating him. So there's 2 trophies related. Well, if you've already found all the sword hilts and relics, then that's the final one. That's what I did. But if you still have others to find, you have to do them. Battle Gnar. So this is the other endgame boss. They actually have 2 in this game. So this one, it's another Valkyrie, just like the first game, but in this game I would say they probably made her a lot harder. And as you can see, that was the final trophy I had to get the Platinum, the Bear, and the Wolf. So that's all the trophies in God of War Ragnarok. Okay, so final thoughts on this game. Just like the 2018 game, I would give it a 10 out of 10 recommendation for anyone to just play it. This game is a masterpiece, just like its predecessor. The story is incredible in this game. They really opened it up and expanded it more compared to the last game, with so many new characters that all have their own unique stories and twists. The way they integrate Norse mythology into this story is so interesting and clever, staying mostly faithful to the original source, but twisting it to make sense in the God of War mythos. So many emotional moments that just hit you in the feels. Like the first game, it is in one take, no camera cuts, making the game really cinematic and making it feel like you're constantly involved in the story. When switching from Kratos to Atreus, there are some pretty interesting techniques they use to make the one take work. This game looks amazing with the graphics being improved upon compared to 2018 due to the PS5 capabilities. The environments in different realms are very appealing and makes you want to explore them. Speaking of, in this game you are able to travel to all 9 realms in Norse mythology. The first game had Midgard, Alfheim, Muspelheim, Niflheim, Helheim and Jotunheim. Ragnarök allows you to explore these realms, but in different locations, and also adds the other 3 realms, Svartalfheim, Vanaheim, and of course Asgard. Combat is still super fun, but even more player choices allowed now to really choose how you want to engage with enemies. Also, there are so many amazing enemies, mini-bosses, and main bosses in this game. Traversal is smoother and more engaging, and puzzles are more complex and funner to figure out. Definitely get this game and try it out, especially if you play the 2018 game. Amazing sequel. In terms of getting the platinum, for the first time on this channel, I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10, as it really does make the game even better. The collectibles don't feel as grindy. I found nearly all of them just by exploring. The ravens, yes, you do need to find them all again as they go towards the how it's going trophy. I actually felt they were easier to spot in this game, and they actually have a good reward this time around, and a cool mini-boss too. All the side quests add to the story, there isn't any filler at all, and they really expand upon all the characters, even smaller side characters, and their personalities and motivations. The endgame content and bosses are awesome and give you even more chance to test out your different builds for Kratos and the strategy/techniques you've developed over the game. They got rid of the repetitive Niflheim grind, which is another plus. The Muspelheim trials are similar to the first game, however I think this is the one tiny downside to the game, is that Muspelheim is a lot more repetitive. You have to repeat the same trials to unlock new ones, but this sort of works as it gives you resources to further upgrade your gear to prepare you for the final trials, which are really fun as they include a mini-boss rush type of challenge. I did get quite frustrated at the endgame bosses as they were quite difficult, even on normal difficulty, but I was able to do them in the end, and you can always change the difficulty to easier if it's too much of a struggle. I thought they were definitely a lot harder than the first game's Valkyries, but that was just me, to be honest. Definitely go for the platinum in this game. It really enhances the game further and feels very rewarding when you get it. But yeah, there you go. Another platinum and all its related trophies. Next video will most likely be on a smaller indie game that actually won Best Indie at the Game Awards last year, which is of course Stray, the cat game. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you all in the next one.